Welcome back. We are here with the very first year of the Age of the Samurai and Ultimate Decades Challenge. And I am just going to reintroduce you to everybody and the rules really quickly in case you didn't see the introductory video. We're not going to go super in depth in it, don't worry. But we don't have any roles to do, so might as well talk about something, right? I already did all of the roles for all of this for the older Sims, as is part of the rules. So I just threw when they're dying over here. I figured that if they're going to have young adult children, they have to be at least in their end of life stage, so that they didn't have their kids when they were 10. So there's that. Um, Again, this is the challenge. We're starting in 710 during the Nara period. And here is our family. So our main character here, our main household, is the household of the Yukiyama family. And that is like Snowy Mountain, Mount Komorebi. Love that for us. And his story is that when he was born, his mother died in childbirth. His father remarried shortly after, and they had 2 children. He really tried to get along with his stepmother, but she just wasn't interested in him. She wanted her son to be the one to inherit their family farm, and they were pretty prominent in the community. They're not like high class, but since they provide produce for the entire area, they are considered a pretty prominent family for that area. And he was betrothed to a family friend's daughter, as is usually arranged marriages in this case. But his stepmother finally convinced her husband that his brother should be the heir, so he got the wife, he got the farm, and Akiteru is kind of left up the creek without a paddle. So he left his home because, he wasn't really wanted there. Why should he stay? And that is where he met Kiyoyoshi. So Kiyoyoshi is a samurai who had left his clan in order to marry a woman that was not in his social class. So they kind of ran away together, which was a great dishonor to him, samurai-wise, but, it's love. So he always wanted to have sons to kind of get back into the samurai way and rebuild his family's honor, but he only had a daughter, so he was glad to meet someone who was willing to give up their family name and join his family and become a samurai and, rebuild their family's status and all of that. So that's what's going on in the main household. He's trying to become a samurai, and he's learning from his father-in-law, and we're going to start a family, and we're going to try and start, a legacy where it's full of samurais who are very prominent and powerful. We'll get there eventually. With his siblings, obviously, his brother ended up marrying his fiance. She was a little put off by everything that had happened, but, it was an arranged marriage, so it wasn't that big a deal. And then his sister actually became the second wife of someone from the Taira clan in the area. That's one of the 3 prominent clans in the area, who needed a second wife because his first wife couldn't give him any sons. So that's where she's at. Polygamy is allowed for rich Sims who can support more than one household. So she is now the second wife. Of course, there are some conflicts between the 2 wives because obviously Koryo would rather one of her children become heir to the family, but what you gonna do? So yeah, that is the family. And here in the rules, most of the rules are the same as Morbids. We're starting with 3 siblings as per usual. Here are some careers that we can join. We are only going to be in this section for right now, odd jobs and stuff, because we're peasants without any connections. And women, of course, can take care of the household and sell crafts and stuff, so that is good. Here are some activities that they can practice during the time period. Of course, samurai are going to do athletic, wellness, archery, and swordsmanship. Actually, this is called the Cult of the Cow Plant. I didn't remember that off the top of my head. Samurai rituals. We are not doing courtship or marriage right now. We will talk about those when we get to them. Children and inheritance, miscellaneous, I added in the holidays. So I think we're all set. This is my first time playing through. It's kind of my test playthrough. So I'm not going to be perfect right off the bat, but I hope that you guys enjoy this with me as we learn together and maybe tweak the rules a little bit depending on what happens. As you can see, the rules are a little harder because we're only in 710, so I made the rules a little more difficult. So hopefully we can have enough kids that one of them will survive. So here is the spreadsheet. Not too exciting yet. It's kind of so weird to go from my Ultimate Decades Challenge, where I'm over 100 years in and there's stuff everywhere, to this, where there's only a couple Sims. I did add some links to naming conventions and stuff. We are not going to follow the convention where their names change as they come into adulthood and all that stuff, just because that's a little too confusing. Here are the siblings with their side households. They each have 10 baby tries. They'll probably need it. And then here is our family tree. And we're not color coding for this series because the CC is lackluster for this time period. So I'm not going to be able to do that. But yeah, here are all of our families. Very exciting. And events, yeah, we don't have any events yet. So the first event isn't for some years. I think it's not until later in this century. Yeah. We'll have to pay a lot of taxes later in this century. So let's do it. Let's hop into the game. So the first thing we're going to do is head to the Tyra household. I know that's not our main household, but we're going to head there because I want to make sure our side households are pregnant before we get going so that they can all start having babies soon, because, our rolls are not very good for this time period. So let's get these two in bed together. So this is our main Sim's sister. Her name is Haru, and she is currently the second wife of Heijiro. And he is part of the Tyra clan, and he already has a wife and 2 children. And of course, his first wife is not happy that she was not able to give him a son. That's really important during this time and in this culture. So she is not really happy that he had to bring in someone else. And also, I'm just going to use MC Command Center to get his brother Shintaro's wife Hanami pregnant as well. So she's pregnant, great, and they're pregnant. So everyone is pregnant except for our main household, which we don't get to easily get pregnant like that for. We'll have to use our percentage chances for babies. So I think it's at like 30% right now. I just keep it at like a solid 30 because that's the highest percentage, and it's so hard to get Sims pregnant. But anyway, here is the house I downloaded from the gallery. It's called like Abandoned Japanese Home. I figured that their house would be pretty run down because they don't have any connections. They don't have any standing. They don't really have a ton of ways to make money because Kiyoshi is a disgraced samurai, so not many people will be willing to hire him as well. So that's just one of the hardships that they've been facing. So I have not played in this house yet, so we're going to play in it together, see how it goes. I'm going to give you a little spoiler that it is kind of way too hard to play in this house because the Sims are always distracted by like the lot challenges, the mice, everything. Like they won't do what I want them to do. So I am going to end up changing the house before the end of this part. Anyway, no odd jobs are available for right now because it's nighttime, which makes sense. Let's join the cult of the cow plant. Now, the reason that I chose that one to represent Buddhism in the time is because you get a boost on wellness skill, and wellness skill is a skill that we want for our samurai. So that is why I chose that one. And I'm just going to send everyone to bed because it's late and we've got no money for food or anything. We have nothing. So there's that. Of course, they didn't sleep for very long because I was struggling with their needs and we have no money to feed them and anything. So I'm going to send him out here to meditate a bit. I already put his skills up. Like I put everyone else's skills up except for our main sim, because they would know things. Like, he would know he would have high wellness skill and all of that stuff. Kyoyoshi would, because he was already a samurai. But for Akiteru, we are just, doing our best to build up in the first place. So what he's doing is he is working on all of these. I'm thinking like maybe in the mornings he gets up, he does his, he goes on a jog, tries to do like his active athletic skill, and then we'll have him do some archery, we'll have him do some sword fighting, like just get him to do a lot of stuff like early in the day, and then we can do some odd jobs and do our best here to do this. Of course, everything is in my way, so I'm just going to have to try and figure out how to live on this lot for now. I can't even get rid of that thing. Okay, so he's going to practice his archery. I'm going to send Kyoyoshi out to forage. Again, their standing in the community is really bad. So, but Aki doesn't care about that because he just wanted a family who loves him. Like, he always craved that affection and that love from parents and family, and he never really got that because his stepmother was so resentful of his existence. So because of that, he pretty quickly was just like, yeah, like, I can be a part of a family. I don't care if I have to struggle, because he just wants people who accept him and believe in him. And, that is something that's happening here, is that Kyoyoshi believes that he can become a good samurai. So that's what's going on there. And also, all the Sims feel sick because of this lot. But yes, so they believe in him, and I'm not going to say that Keide, who is his wife, that's her right there, she also has some samurai skills. Like, she learned a lot from her father, but she just, in this time period, a woman can't really carry the family like that. So it's a disappointment to us as modern viewers, but it's just a fact of life for the past. So, but they get along really well. They've been getting along really well. They've been getting to know each other better. I've been having them woohoo because I really want them to get pregnant ASAP. Oh my gosh, what would I do if she died in childbirth? That would be awful, because then there would be no reason for being here. But yeah, so there's that. So I'm going to have her do some paintings and stuff. I think that that'll be good, because she, we need some way to make money, right? Our odd jobs aren't really cutting it very much. And, oh, he's very playful. Okay. Why don't you all go on a hike together? I also want to focus on the family time togetherness. So I wanted to not only focus on the samurai like skills, but also the lifestyle of, having honor and being like, a very stand-up person. Of course, samurai also throughout time becomes like a social class. And when it's a social class, of course, like, people are just going to be samurai social class because they were born into it. So that doesn't necessarily make them a good person, but we have to decide, with each generation, what our sim is going to be like, what they are going to embody and what they aren't, because I love a messy patriarch or matriarch. I love that. So, yes, they are just, visiting the temple as a family. And so that's what they're doing. And just going on this like nice nature walk together, spending time together. They are all feeling so sick from that lot. But yeah, so I just wanted to not just do skill grind, but also be focusing on them as a family and coming together. I mean, look how happy Aki is. I'm just going to call him Aki as his nickname, but he's so happy. Even though they're all miserable, he's so happy because he's out here on a walk with his new family, his wife. Maybe she's pregnant. Who knows? Like all that stuff. So they are definitely going to spend time together and do all that stuff. I would be working more on their needs. I mean, you know, I'm kind of a liar about that, but this lot is kind of too hard to live in. And I was going to wait until this year was over and change it off screen, but I actually end up changing it in the middle of this video because I cannot handle it. I mean, the lot looks great. It's excellent. And if you wanted someone to have a really hard time living in here as a challenge, I would totally recommend it. But not for just living regularly. So there's that. And we're going to have Aki now look at his face from the illness, be meditating and working on his wellness skill. And then we're working on this painting. And then we'll send everyone, so it's Buddha's birthday today, and we'll send everyone on a holiday ceremony. So we'll send them out to do that. Right now, of course, they'll all be gone for a little while, so there's just me in the house by myself while they're all gone. But, yeah, so they're all going to, I would assume they would be going to the temple to have a religious ceremony of some sort. They didn't need to do the second thing on this list, which was Thankful Spirit. But anyway, also, Kyoyoshi got attacked by a bear when he was out. So he is useless right now because he can't do anything because he's so uncomfortable. But we'll have his wife, I believe her name is Matsu. Yeah, Matsu. We'll have her be doing some cross-stitching. You know, we're just trying to... It's funny because even though the guys are like samurai, the women are really carrying this family financially. They really are. So, we are just going to continue here. We're going to have them all practice their stuff. I don't know why this wasn't working. Like, I couldn't even get her to go back to the painting. It was really difficult. So I'm trying to get rid of all the extra stuff in this room. I was like, oh, maybe we'll clean up the house little by little. But no, I'll replace it. I'm sorry. I know that I'm a disaster. But we're learning together, right? It's been so long since I started a challenge fresh. So, we are just doing our best here. Also, I hope she's pregnant. It's really hard to tell because she is sick. Everyone's sick from the lot. So she's always nauseous because she's sick. And I'm like, are you nauseous because you're sick or nauseous because you're pregnant? I really need you to tell me which one is true. So anyway, we are going to sell that and then have her. You're still not going to paint? You're still not going to do it? Okay, well, how about now? No. Great. We just lost $100 for no reason. Okay, so he was working on his wellness skill. I do want him to get all of his skills that he's working on. He is at the bottom of the totem pole, right? He has just started learning all of these things, so it is difficult to see. But that's okay. We are just working into the night here. I think the last, what's the last day of the year? Wednesday? We started on a Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. So we're coming up on the last day of the year, but we don't have to leave early, unlike my other challenge, because we don't have any other families to do any maintenance on. So that is really interesting. It's kind of weird, isn't it, to have like a whole day extra. So that is strange, but anyway, we're going to send him off, and then we are going to listen to cars drive by my house as per usual. She is going to be painting and selling her paintings. So he is sad. Oh, I sent him to like an archery competition. He's level 2, but I guess that's definitely not enough. Also, I don't know what's up with her wants. Don't pay attention to them. She wants to flirt with someone else. Don't do that. But she does want to have a child, so that is good. We have a family aspiration for everyone, pretty much. So she wants to have a successful lineage. Yeah, see, they keep getting distracted by the mouse. I need you guys to just focus and do what I tell you to do. But yeah, so she wants to have a child. He wants to have a child. I want to have a child. So we should do it. You should get pregnant. So anyway, I mean, look at how beautiful this is. I mean, props to all of these builders who I just take their houses from the gallery because I'm not a good builder. And anyway, that is definitely not something that you would be painting in Japan during this time period, but that's fine. So let's woohoo again. We're going to keep going until you get pregnant. I mean, you know what? We're trying to improve their relationship too. Although, look at them. They're doing great. They're like at the top. I guess that's what woohooing will do to you. So that's good. And I really just need you. She's nauseous, but is she pregnant? I don't know. I don't know. And he is going to practice his athletic. Also, I know that the outfits aren't great. Like, they're okay. But there wasn't a lot of CC that I could find. I tried really hard to find some, but it was unsuccessful. I found some, but not a lot. And if you guys know of any Japanese CC, I was trying to look for time period appropriate CC, but I couldn't find a lot. I just found some like costumes and stuff. I don't know, but you know, I'm doing my best. So anyway, I'm trying to figure out like why everything's base game, even if I click Snowy Escape. You know, the Sims 3 gallery had such a better search feature. I used to be able to be like, oh, I want it to be our with this pack, and those pack things would come up, not like could include this pack. Anyway, I downloaded the starter home from the Maxis curated area of the gallery. It looks nice. I'm just going to really quickly throw in some time period appropriate stuff. I'm gonna do stuff to it off screen. We'll really fix this up a little bit better, but I just wanted to get it done quickly so that we could keep playing for this year. Yeah, so anyway, we're just going to quickly throw in another bedroom and everything. So I'm just going to put that here and we'll be good. So yeah, I don't know where to put anything. I'm just doing my best. So we are going to cross this off, put a door there, then we'll put the dining room table here and get an extra chair in there. And then I don't know what I'm going to put over there yet. I think I eventually put a desk over there. But anyway, we're going to put down all the stuff we need. There we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. It'll be a little better in the next one, but just suspend your disbelief a little bit. Okay, and here is all of our stuff. I don't know where we got that, but I'm just going to put this down. A lot of stuff is outside, so, you know, we'll see if it rains. But yeah, so we're going to wrap up soon. We are just going to try one more time to have a baby. He really needed a bath, which is why I changed the house. So she's going to finish that painting, and hopefully we can get pregnant for the next one, and everybody can stop feeling sick because we changed a lot. So I hope that you guys are excited for this challenge. I am really looking forward to it. I am definitely going to lean into the story aspect of it as well. So I'm excited about that. And I hope that there is a lot of drama. So, you know, I love drama. So that is where we'll head out. So we will end this part with a family meal and everybody sitting around the table. So I am really excited to see where this goes and see what we can do here. And I will catch you in the next one.